Oh,
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to American Scousers. Morning coffee or tea with American Scouser on a Friday morning where we are reckless as always. Anana's reckless driving, so he'll be joining us in a little bit. But Kazi is in the house already. What's happening?
I'm all right, brother. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, it's a football weekend. You know what I mean? It's a nice weekend again of games. I'm excited. You know, I've got the Ryder Cup
You know
happening.
what? I did not even take a look. Now that you said that, I will have to take a look at other
You guys, it's
fixtures.
Friday, and this is how prepared he is. He doesn't even know who's
I
playing.
looked at the games like when we did the Rival Bros. When you said that, you threw me off because I don't see a lot of good games. I was like, maybe I'm missing something.
Maybe I'm into the Brentford and United more than you are.
I'm not into waking up that early for it. That's the
I'll be
problem.
awake. Yeah,
I'm sure you're not at 4:30. So.
Unfortunately, I will be awake. Not by choice, but I will be awake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if I was up, like if it was a 9 o'clock game or whatever, that's probably not a bad fixture. It would be like a fun game to watch either way, you know. But like Chelsea Brighton might be a decent game, but it's the same time as ours. So when you said that, you threw me off because I remember looking at the fixtures when we were predicting upsets and stuff, and I was like, man, I didn't see anything that I was like. I mean, last weekend, I think we got spoiled last weekend. There were so many freaking like good fixtures on the same weekend and stuff.
I don't know, man. I'm into Newcastle, Arsenal. I'm into watching Graham Potter's last game on Monday. So, you know, I'm into it all, really. I like a bit of needle in my football. I need a little bit of fun there. So
Newcastle game should be good. Newcastle game should be good to watch. Actually, that could be fun. And Villa Fulham is not a bad early morning watch. But yeah, like I say, I think I've just been spoiled from last weekend. It was just like
Newcastle
awesome fixture after awesome fixture.
The Newcastle Arsenal game's only fun if Liverpool win. It makes it more fun if Liverpool win.
Yes. I mean, we talked about that last weekend, right? Yeah. When you knock out Everton in the morning, you can just kind of like lean back and be like, do your guys thing, you know? So that's kind of like really helps. Well, actually, you know what? Since you started with that, let's start with that topic because I kind of like never came up like during the week and stuff, but I was watching something yesterday regarding Arteta's comments about like the City game. And it never came up. I mean, I think it's maybe like too easy to make fun of at this point, but first of all, like, what do you make of this dude? We've been talking about this. I'm sure we'll talk about it with the Rival Bros with my brother as well. I'm always saying like we see it in American sports a lot more, I think, than maybe in the Premier League. But there's always the manager before the manager, like the guy before the guy, where like one guy gets set up, he is always second, he can get your next step, and then this dude shows up and like just takes you to the like title right away. I mean, maybe you can say similar to what's like Slot did, but obviously Klopp had some success, whereas Arteta has not had any. What do you make of his comments? Like he's talking about people, CEOs, and all these people just blowing up his phone, talking about, man, that City game, you guys killed them. Like,
I'd hate to see Thomas Frank's phone after they beat them 2-0. Honestly, I reckon Thomas Frank still giving hugs and kisses out. Honestly, over that performance. But I've said this before. He's like a parody. He's like a parody. Joe's like, it's like going into ChatGPT and go, can you create me a manager and add like 65 personalities into one, and then up pops Mikel Arteta. He's such a weird, kind of unlikable person in terms of. I say this all the time because everyone goes, "Oh, he's Guardiola's assistant." Yeah, but he did work under David Moyes for like 8 years. Like, so he has more Moyes. It's like when David Moyes, for example, after the derby goes, "Well, we're expecting those decisions. That's the reason why we never win here." You've never won in your managerial career. It cannot always be on the referee. It's maybe a bit of you as well. Maybe there's a bit of you. Well, they only played 3 minutes, and these refereeing decisions and all this. Yeah, when James Tarkowski absolutely destroys McAllister last year in the derby and should have been sent off. That was a refereeing decision that helped you. Oh, you're moaning about the injury time. Tarkowski scored 2 minutes over the injury time at Goodison Park. Yeah. So what I'm getting at, it's just a weird. I said this to you though, Tim, and I've said this in the summer. With their start, their heads just might fall off after 8 games. Where it just Liverpool could be so far ahead. And I've said this for so long. They will start eating each other alive. Like, they'll just start, the fans will be like internal fighting. And we've been there when fans are like this, by the way. And I think they're getting to that point. If Liverpool have a much tough. Such a tough game. It's a joke. Hard game.
Yeah.
But if Liverpool can do the business and Newcastle win, they're 8 points behind. And in 6,
even if they did not get, I mean, there was a lot of minds blown with the equalizer. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine, like, if they did not get that equalizer and lost 1-0 to City, I think they were already there. Yeah. They kind of like just held up in the last minute. So they only need like a little nudge, if you will, to kind of like jump off the train.
They need pushing off the cliff. They're standing on the edge. They just need pushing off, and the Reds can push them off. A big red range and can just knock them off. And that's why, like, when I was like, I can't think I was scrutinized a bit when I was trying to predict where they would finish, and I was like 4th or 5th, because I've just got a feeling heads just could just fall off, where Liverpool could just be so far ahead, and it might kind of mess with them a little bit. I don't know, man. It was such a weird.
He's just like, I mean, that's a good point, because I think he does try to be bunch of different people. Like, you know, I'll do the light bulb thing, and I'll blast the "You'll Never Walk Alone," and I'll do like weird things like, see, I'm so unique and stuff. And then he comes to press conferences and he tries to be this other guy, and then on the sideline, he just totally loses it, becomes a totally different guy. But some of the stuff he says is so like mind blowing. He said the same thing after they lost to PSG. It's almost like, is he just feeling the pressure? But, you know, he said that after PSG last year, so it can't be the pressure. Is it just a matter of, you know, he just can't take a loss, so he has to kind of like come up with these other subplots?
I think it's hard when you've never got over the line before. And, you know, I couldn't believe it when he counted Community Shields as a trophy.
Yeah.
You've won, and he said, we're not counting the Community Shields. And the reporter didn't have the balls to go, no, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah. That's what he should have said, the reporter, at the time. But the reporter's like, oh yeah, like kind of went along with it. I was like, no, you should have went no to pre-season friendly. You won one major trophy. Let's, you know, and that was 5 months into your reign with doing Emery's team. But I don't know, mate. I'm at the point with him where the pressure's on, mounting. When the starting 11 that he's rolling out is getting so scrutinised because of the attacking options that he's got, and we know what he's trying to do in games, that's when I always say this about team. I always say this about managers who play kind of negatively. You can get away with it for 5-6 years, but as soon as it doesn't go right for 1 or 2 games, the fans will just turn and go, "Why didn't he start him? Why isn't he starting him? Why isn't he doing this?" Fans have got to understand your start 11. It's a big part of being a manager, I think, Tim. Managers have got to fans have got to understand your choices. They've got to understand them and go, okay, I can see what he's trying to do, or I can see why he went that way. When you're leaving, the likes of, I know Saka's a bit different because he's just come back from injury, but the Eze one especially, and Martinelli after scoring in midweek on the bench against a City side who have not looked great, have lost back-to-back Premier League games already this season, and who played on the Thursday, I believe. They played on the Thursday against Napoli. To then play on the Sunday and not fancy yourself at home. And then when you get the equaliser, the celebrations are just... It's beyond embarrassing. It's beyond really... It's actually... It's like when you watch it like your favourite comedy and they got skin cringe comedy and you're watching through your eyes. You're like, stop doing it. That's what... It's like watching the In-Betweeners for the first time. It's like, That's what I was like. I was sitting there going, go and get the ball. Just go and run into the net and get the ball and go, there's 5 minutes left, we're beating these. They've got no striker on the pitch, we'll beat these. That's what Liverpool did. I always go back to the point, Tim, right? I know I can't go on a tangent because I think about Arsenal quite a bit because again, they're our main rival, I should say, for the title. The Newcastle game away, Liverpool there, when we go 2-2, he shuts up shop. He goes, not our day. I know it's down to 10, but we'll take the point. And it's not our day. He would shut up shop where our manager twisted. Our manager went, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, we'll throw the 16-year-old kid on. There's no way he's throwing a 16-year-old kid on 2-2.
No, he's not going for the win at 2-2. I mean, he was putting in a center back at the end of the freaking City game.
He's a wild man, isn't he? He's just a wild man.
Wouldn't he be a great manager, and he would win a ton of titles maybe 10, 15 years ago when an away, we talked about this before, like when a draw away was a good result, right? You had to like win at home, draw away, and you were probably in the title race. Like this is probably like 10, 15 years ago before the City craze and stuff. I think he would be pretty darn successful then with this mindset. But yeah, it goes back to what you're saying. When it doesn't work, when it works, you can kind of be like, yeah, that sucked, but at least we won. And then you can kind of like move on from it. But when it doesn't work, yeah. But having said that, Anan, not that you're parked somewhere, hopefully God knows where. But
I don't know where.
Yeah, is it like, are they still the only title challenger, or do you consider City, maybe Chelsea or Spurs in that mix?
Well, this is something Kazi talked about for a year now. Chelsea can be title challengers if they had a goalkeeper, and you know, I actually started paying attention to their goalkeeper, and he's god awful. That Sanchez guy, I don't know how he landed the job. He's either got a really good PR team or a really good agent, because other than those two, I don't see it. But like you saw Chelsea last game. They look okay until they don't. And then they lose Cole Palmer. Now he's out for a month. What can they do in that month? You can lose the title in a month. So, no, I don't think Chelsea is it. I still think City is it. I still think this season City is the main challenger. Arsenal celebrated that 2-2 draw or that 1-1 draw like it's like they just won something.
Yeah.
And then they went and talked about character, and they went and talked about, oh, it's a big... No, it's not. This is a league where a team can get 99 points and still not win the league. So if you're celebrating this draw, you're not in the title challenge. I think City's going to be it. I hope it doesn't happen, but eventually we're going to drop points. And I think the closest team climbing up to catch us is going to be City, not Arsenal.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you watch that City team, and dude, they don't have the leg. I mean, look, Pep doesn't play like that unless he has to. And you can argue that Arsenal made him play that way. I would argue that Pep wanted to play that way, and it ended up like that more than they had to play like that and stuff. Or maybe they didn't. I just don't think they have the legs to play how Pep normally would want them to play.
You played the Thursday. No one takes that. They played the Thursday in the Champions League.
True. Yeah.
And then Arsenal played the Tuesday. Arsenal had 2 extra days rest going in. So that's why, like, Liverpool play Wednesday night and then Saturday morning. That's why we looked leggy for the last 20 of the second half, last 30. I think I go with like our main challenges. I don't think there's going to be a challenger. Don't think it'll be close. I think it could be like 19-20. Genuinely, I'm at that stage with them. No one's good.
Like, I was there yesterday. I was thinking about that. I'm like, this could be a 19-20. But then I looked at the squad depth that City have, and then the squad depth that Arsenal have. And I just read the comment, something about the striker. I don't think Arsenal got the right striker for the way they play football, but that's a different conversation. It's none of my business.
I think like what Josh is saying is, it was like, oh, like if they only had the striker, okay, they got that. And he has everything. I understand what Josh is saying. And I guess having said that, what do you guys think? Because I think if he doesn't win anything this year, they say, hey, maybe he's the manager before the manager and go somewhere else. Or do you guys think Arsenal just, sponsored by Lego, and they just like freaking keep his ass over there?
No result.
It does feel like Arsenal is. It does feel like they're content with second, though. It does feel like they consider second a huge, a huge success. Like, oh, it's the Premier League, we're second. Congratulations, Arteta. So I don't know. I don't think he's out. I think he stays. I think he's there for the long haul. I think he's the Arsene Wenger kind of guy, where he's gonna be there for a long time.
I'll be surprised if he makes it.
I hope is the case, though. I want him to stay. This is a serial loser who's happy with second, so I'm okay with him staying.
I'll be amazed if he makes it towards the end of the season. I'll be amazed.
You think he's out this season?
Look at the pressure Liverpool are putting on him. Liverpool could be 8 points clear, and we're not even in fucking October. Like, let's be frank. By the end of this weekend, we could be 8 points clear, and we're not in October. This is a team who cannot score. Look at the fans. I know the fans are wild anyway. The fans are like a caricature of what a fan's meant to be. But the pressure's on him. And he doesn't want to twist in games. You have to twist. Liverpool have won on the Saturday, and you went there on Sunday and started that lineup and did that.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, he does that big press conference on Wednesday. You knew you made a mistake because you made the subs on 45.
Yeah.
You knew you made them. You couldn't have just went, listen, boys, got that one wrong there. Do you know what I mean? Hold your hand. Our manager's great. Like, as much whatever you think about our manager, he came out there and slated Ekatike, and that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we were going to get to that. I hope we're going to get to that. But am I the only one who thinks social media sensitive as fuck for saying, oh, he's slating his own player? What a shame.
Right.
What a bad manager.
Forget all that shit, right? What I'm saying is, like, the managers come out and call what the fans want to hear. Sometimes fans want to hear that you're thinking. He's come out and defending he's gone, we've got the most attacking goalie. What does that even mean? What does that even? I want a goalie who can save a defense. By the way, I'm not arguing that. We have the most attacking goalkeeper. Are you is this real? Am I
He's starting attacking from back forward, man. You don't get it.
Yeah,
you just don't get it.
Here's another part of this, gents, right? And this is what modern football is kind of like clouded our judgment of, like, where we're so over-reliant on stats. Dominating a game of football to me, gents, is creating loads of chances and letting the keeper make loads of saves. That's dominating a game of footy to me. He calls dominating a game of footy possession, XG, fucking final third retentions. Oh, the press. That's what he thinks of dominating.
Yeah.
It's not. Dominic is having shots, and then the keeper makes saves and scoring goals.
Yeah, I mean, we watched that. We did a live watch along with like Edith for that one, and it looked like they were never going to score. I mean, honestly, if it's in a brain fart over there, there is no. And I don't know. Like, I think somebody like Sergio was saying, there's no way he's gone by January, because I think the Champions League will be there, and they will go deep in the Champions League too. Because
I mean, honestly,
it's a good squad. It's a good team, and they're not going to lose easily. So because of how he plays, so I can see them going further in like Champions League. So there's no way he's gone by January. But I go back to what Josh is saying. I think if he doesn't win anything this year, I would think he'd be gone at the end of the year.
Mate, they had 14 draws last year and 11 from winning positions. So that tells you that they're getting a lead and they can't hold it out. Like, they can't, because again, they're drawing games, so they might not lose the games, Tim. But the fans will lose their minds if you go.
I mean, and how long? How long is he going to rely on set pieces to build a team? How long is that going to work? It doesn't work anymore. It's not working out this season. Like, how long is he going to rely on set pieces to build this team culture? You know how everybody's like, okay, I don't know, back in the day, Brendan Rodgers, Liverpool, it doesn't matter how many they concede, they're going to score more. And then Jurgen Klopp, they got the high metal, the high pressure, the heavy metal football. That's the brand. His brand is set pieces. That doesn't last, because once you figure it out, whether it goes from zonal marking to man marking, whatever the hell it is, once it's figured out, you're done. What's the next play? And I think that's been figured out. So what's next for Arsenal? Yeah. But where I sit with this is I think Arsenal are content where they are, because the way he sells it, dude, he's good. Like, he sells it as holy shit, oh my god, we're second, oh my god, it's a miracle, and they're like, dude, he's right.
And I the funny thing, he spent £1 billion.
Yeah.
He spent like, it's not like he spent so much. He spent 300 million in the summer. Here's what I'm saying is, like, what Arsenal might do, and I'm saying they might be gone. They might just wait till the end of the World Cup and see who's available, because Nagelsmann might be available or someone like that. I don't know. If Germany win the World Cup, for example, Nagelsmann might leave, and then they might do something like that. I might want to twist. It gets to the point, though, gents. You can only, I say this all the time, you can only so long you can sell a story for. You can sell a journey until the journey has to have a destination. Like, we are so lucky Liverpool won the Champions League in 2019. To finish on 97 points and potentially lose that Champions League, the players might just walk in and go, you know what, maybe this fella isn't for us. Do you know what I mean? Eventually, you have to put something on the table for the fans and the players and go, told you I was right. One of the big two. Let's be right. One of the big two.
Yeah.
Put it on the table and go, told you I was right. Are you all with me? And then the lads go, yes, we are all with you. It's year 5 or 6 now. By the way, last year, Liverpool won the league on 83 points. Do you know what I mean? He shit himself 2 years ago. I think about Arsenal all the time. He crapped himself 2 years ago when they finished on 89 points second. By the way, they were all.
Is that the one that they went away to City and played for the draw again?
And they got the 0-0. Right?
Always.
Got the 0-0. But they finished on 89. But that season, no, gents, right? They scored 90, I think it's 89 or 90 goals. They scored. And only conceded like 26. They were really attacking. They had really good technical players. They had Jesus up front. It was when they signed Zinchenko. They had that Fabio Vieira who was coming on and doing a few little bits for them, right? Technical players. The year after, he scored 60-odd goals. So he just went from literally one side to the other side. He was like, well, I can't do that anymore. I've got to have to go big, physical, tall lads to try and win the league. It doesn't work. It
I mean,
doesn't
even
win.
last year, beginning of the season, they were, we called them set piece FC. I mean, and honestly, it doesn't work. But I'll be honest, if it wasn't for set pieces this season, that they win at Old Trafford with the set piece again,
Right.
I mean, and then I always go back to the Leeds game. It starts again with a set piece goal. Like, that's the only way they can kind of break in. And after the set piece goal, I mean, you kind of know at home against them, it will be there.
But it's one of those things where it's gonna work till it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, what do you do? You just said it, Tim. He has nothing else. If it's not a set piece, nothing happens. So you're telling me if he plays a side that is going to lock down every single set piece and heroics of center backs throwing their bodies on the line, and now they can't score a header off of a corner or a free kick, what's next? That's not a team that can win a league. That's not a team that can win the Champions League if that's all you're going to rely on. So what's next? It's a one-trick pony. But again, it seems like they're okay with it. And that just fucks my mind. If that was us, I think we'd be fuming. The Discord would be on fire. Like, we would be like, we're done. Right. Arsenal are still content. And their main focus is Liverpool. And that's a whole different conversation. Like, that's a whole different thing.
That was because their main focus was City. And then because they didn't look anywhere else, we just drove by in the title race.
Come to Anfield when Liverpool are conceding goals at an unprecedented rate and didn't want to win the game.
Yeah.
We are conceding goals left, right, and centre, and they don't want to win the game. That's Liverpool. By the way, Liverpool were brilliant on their set pieces that day. I think we won every header. Van Dijk was imperious.
Yeah.
We were tremendous. They didn't want to win. They don't want to win the game. This is a team who's got a really bad record, by the way, at Anfield. I don't think they've won in 9 years, 10 years or something like that. I think Arteta scored the last time they could have won, I think.
Jesus Christ.
But, I'm at that stage, gents, right, where you have to go and put a marker down in certain games. Liverpool last year go to City and win 2-0, and everyone went there, win the league. The marker was set. It was done.
I was watching Slot's. I wasn't watching that interview that Slot did. It was like a couple of days ago. Actually, I was going to ask you guys about that. So let's switch to that and let Arsenal rot in their own thing. When I saw the Arteta thing, I was like, hey man, we never talked about this, so we should really address it, because we talked about this with Edip on Rival Bros too. I mean, he's a weird cat, and I think he will. I know what Dara is saying, but I think you and I could be in charge of Arsenal and the revenue would go up. I don't think Arsenal revenue is going up because of Arteta.
I'd start as I can tell you that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It would go up even more, right?
Michael Arteta knows more about football than us three, but I'd start as I know that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so too. But no, he was talking about, Slav was talking about last season, and he was talking about, he stuck with the same squad, which we talked about a lot over here, right? Yeah. But he said, that kind of helped them win the title, but it kind of hurt him in that period with the Champions League and the Newcastle final and stuff like that. So I guess my question now will he do it more now? Is this a squad that he trusts more now? Or at that time, it's just not a matter of trust. He just basically stuck with your best 11 kind of a thing. We'll start with you, Anan. Do you think he has a squad now that he trusts more, and then he will kind of start doing more rotation? I mean, we've already seen it, but it's been mainly due to minutes, not because he wants to.
Maybe it's too early to say this, but I don't think he has a squad he trusts. I don't think he has a final squad yet. I really don't. I still think he's working out the kinks. Who's going to be in the midfield? Who's your full-time right back? Who's your full-time left? I still think he's working out the kinks. And I worry that once he works it out and he figures out who his starting 11 are, we go back to last season where it's just like, hey, guys, you know the drill. You play, you don't. And that worries me. But the fact that he said it in a press conference publicly tells me it's different this year. It tells me he's going to rotate. It tells me he has a regret because he highlighted March. That's when we drew, and he highlighted that month where we were like, dude, this ball fraud doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, we all said it. We're like, okay,
don't be saying we all and shits and throw me into this mix.
Let me call this Sir Z. I got the receipts. No, but we're like, okay, maybe the stage is too big for him now, which is fine. But that at that point that he highlighted, it rang a bell with me, probably with you guys, because you're like, oh yeah, fuck, I remember last March. So with him acknowledging that, I think we're gonna see a different way he's going to work the squad this year. And I do believe there's going to be a rotation. I worry that from now till probably January-ish, he's going to stick to that 11 and then starts rotating. But he knows more. He knows better. He sees what's happening every day. But please play Chiesa. Please, please. That's all I ask.
Trevor says, I think he has just better grasp of players' capabilities. He can trust certain players more. And honestly, he's turned over the squad quite a bit in some ways too. And I don't know, Kazi, like you hear him talking about already a lot more conversation around minutes. And I know a lot of it is Isak, but along with Isak, like you can kind of see there's more of a pattern of like Bradley 60, Frimpong 30, blah, blah. It's a lot of minutes management right now. Is it just because of injuries, or is this is his way of controlling minutes on the legs?
Good question. I'm at the stage where, first of all, I'm glad the manager highlighted February and March, because I remember I've been highlighting this for a while. I think his head fell off when that Aston Villa game got scheduled. I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on here. When that Aston Villa game got scheduled in between the Derby away and City away, I think his head completely exploded. As if to say, this is fucking like, I can't have any break at all here with the lads. So I think, and we've said this for a while, because it was his first season and he was so successful, but he's still entitled to make mistakes on the job. And he acknowledged that he probably made mistakes by just running the same 11 into the ground. I'll probably changed a little bit now, gents. I'm probably at the aspect where I want to run the same 11 into the ground or the same 12, 13. Because I think in the next 6 to 8 weeks, you could build up such a lead in the league. That's where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? I just think, can we just go hard for the next 6 to 8 league games? Which I'm sure he will. But I don't want to see any rotation in the next 6 to 8 league games. And let's see what Arsenal and City are after the next 6 or 8. Because you could be looking at it and go, fucking hell, we're 12 points clear of Arsenal, 15 points clear of City inside 8 games. Or, sorry, in the next 8 games. 12, 13 games in, you could have a 15-point lead. So I've went to that stage a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's a risky game you're playing there, isn't it? Because, just because you're starting your 11 doesn't mean you're going to win.
I think Kazi's talking about the league. I think he's talking about the league. He didn't say don't rotate in champions.
It's so risky to go that way. Because if you don't, just because you're starting your 11 doesn't guarantee you're going to get 3 points all the time and build that lead. So it can backfire. And now you play these guys, you're only up by 5 points. And you're like, put all those miles on the legs.
And I agree with that. And that's completely fair. My argument is, though, I would rotate in the Champions League a little bit more. I'd make 5 or 6 against Galatasaray, ready for Chelsea.
No, not Galatasaray, damn it. We go in there full speed. We kick the shit out of them. And then you can rotate whatever the hell you want.
Russian Dalglish front.
We give them the Besiktas treatment from 08-09 and just beat them to 8-0 and hold the record for the biggest win ever. And then Tim is like, fuck it, we can lose everything else. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be good. I will be good.
It's like, well, I just see what's coming up. For example, there's an international break coming up. Can you get Joe Gomez right to do 90 minutes for Frankfurt away? I know Frankfurt are a good team, by the way, but Joe Gomez is a good centre-half. I also want to press for that, but it's not like you're changing. This is the other part of this when we say rotating. It's also like you're not changing lads for bums. These are good players still. Do you know what I mean? I think Chiesa's deserve to start somewhere. But
it's probably... you would think it would be... I don't think he gets the start, but I think Ekitike goes... you're saying like on the wing or something like that.
I would, if it was my person this weekend, I'd start Chiesa left wing. But I think I think I would, yeah. And let me tell you why.
Get it out of you.
Well, let me tell you why.
I just feel like, not play-wise, Kazi, but this is a guy who just played more minutes in one day than he played in the last 2 months combined. I don't know if he can start again.
Mate.
Well, Slot said it. He's not going to start. He already said it. He's going to come off the bench.
I can see him getting 30, probably replaced.
He has to play, doesn't he? We know he's going to play minutes because of Isak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know he has to play minutes somewhere. But we also probably know that Cody's doing 90 unless he fancies Rio to do another 20 or 30. But Rio just played on Wednesday and he's a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So again, this is the... But Liverpool have walked into this. Liverpool knew what they were getting into. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the forward line, at least. Liverpool knew what they were getting into. You might see a little bit of Vert in the night at some stage. I know he's had Vert at the left, which looked like it didn't work to me. But again, it was still kind of, early doors for him to do it. All I'm saying is, gents, is that Liverpool are in a position where the other team looks like their heads are falling off a little bit. So try and get your points on the board early and you can really kill them. You can really hurt them. I know when I always remember 1920 when City come to town. Liverpool beat them 3-1, and Guardiola basically conceded the title in November.
Yeah.
He's like, do you know what I mean? Like, these are far too ahead of us this season. It's on them. By the way, the weekend before, that was the Villa away game when Mane scores last minute. So I think his head has kind of fell off anyway a little bit, and then he gets to that game, Liverpool win 3-1. And I think Liverpool could do the same again, is what I mean.
But since we're in the rotation topic, this is a bit of a joke, but not. Is there a clause in Mo's contract that he can't be substituted in league games?
I doubt it, but go on.
I don't know. He's been there for the last 10 years, so.
Okay, in what way, Alex? I love this Mo Salah chat, and I agree with you, by the way. He hasn't been great. Okay, fair enough. He hasn't been great. But he also still contributes in the game, consistently contributes.
Thank you.
Oh, no complaints whatsoever. I was just talking about the contract, guys.
No, of course.
No, because I think we were talking about this on the Monday nights. I mean, my point is, yes, like last game, I did ask for him to be subbed off, like only like 5 minutes to go or something like that to put Frimpong in. We already had the lead anyway. It was more like get some fresh legs and speed up top and stuff. This whole Mo thing is, I just don't understand the over-the-top criticism he gets this season, for one, because I think we got all these new shiny toys now, so it's almost like we threw the old toy away and we're kind of like poo-pooing on it all the time. That's the feeling I get. Yeah, well, I'm not saying you. I'm saying fans in general. But I think here's the thing. What makes Mo Salah is the fact that he can change a game for you. He can do one thing that changes the game for you in a split second over there.
Right.
And there are players like this, right? I mean, we play players like this throughout like history where it feels like they're not doing anything, but then they do one thing and they win the game, and that's all you need. And I feel like he's that kind of guy, and he still has the assist and stuff. But we kind of like people just go like, meh, okay, yeah, but like no, he still has the freaking assist. You can like ignore it, but he is the one who passes to Rio in the Newcastle game. He's the one who passed to Gravenberg last game to unlock things. So he's still like contributing just because he's not. I think he set the bar himself like that free-flowing early last season that we kind of that was like out of this world. That was not a norm.
It's one of those things, and I'm going to use an example that I don't want to get slaughtered for because of the difference in names. But I don't know if you guys remember Ronaldo, 2006 World Cup. He gets called up to the national team, and everybody's like, he's fat, he's overweight, he's 94 kilograms, he shouldn't be playing. Plays the first game, doesn't score, and everybody kills him. Then goes out against Ghana, gets the hat trick. Then goes out against Japan, gets those goals. And everyone's like, well, that's why you always got to play Ronaldo. It's the same thing with Mo, right? He set the bar too high. It's almost like he shot himself in the foot because people are expecting the exact same outcome this early in the season. I'm okay with him not having 10 goals like by now like he did last year. The only thing is, when it's 89 minutes and he's huffing and puffing and you've got a fresh Frimpong to go, or even a Chiesa, whoever it is, are we making the right decision holding him there and saying it's okay, it's Mo? Or is it time we say, let's make the hard call, go out, get a 5-minute rest, let's try something else?
There's a part of this going on, right? And this is the other thing. Liverpool are still in games late all the time.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We haven't won a game 3-0.
Yeah.
Like, you just go out and win a game. That's why I was so annoyed with the derby a little bit. Because you have a chance there to go 3-0 up by half time if you really wanted it. You could have. And then you could have went and then rested. I said, listen, lads, you've had a fucking tough one against Madrid on there. Let's be frank. The Madrid game should have been dead and buried. Liverpool were brilliant against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Dead and buried. And that gives those managers those options now where you can have a look at Frimpong for right wing for 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I think the manager's desperate to look at Frimpong right wing before Salah goes to AFCON. But he can't. He can't look at him. By the way, he looked at him against Southampton. And Frimpong looked like a fish out of water. It was one of the worst performances I've seen from Liverpool.
That was a rough watch. Yeah,
it was dreadful. So then again, you can sit there as Frimpong and all you like and go, well, I want to play further forward. Well, you're playing against the championship side their own there, fella, and you were absolutely diabolical. So what do you want me to do? Do you know what I mean? I think it's hard with Salah, mate. Like Liverpool are in a position where they back themselves into a corner because he is technically right now your main threat still as a goal scorer. Whether we like, Isak, we don't know about yet. Let's be frank, we know what he's done in the league, but we don't know what he's like at Liverpool because he hasn't played enough. Ekitike, he's had a really good start, but he's also a kid who might go off the boil around Christmas time for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Yeah. So like Gakpo does. Gakpo is the biggest, I know because Gakpo's kind of going through one now. He's the biggest 6-week player of all time. He's unbelievable for 6 weeks, goes poor for 6 weeks, unbelievable for 6 weeks, poor for 6 weeks. He's just one of those type of players. And by the way, Ekitike, we don't know if he is or not. But again, I just think with Salah, mate, when I actually look at his contributions this season, he scores the first against Atletico. The first goal in the game is always massive. Do you know what I mean? And he scores the first. It's a brilliant goal. He should score 2. He hits the post, doesn't he? It's a really bad sitter, by the way.
Yeah,
post,
exactly. Yeah.
So,
and that was like that game. Here's another thing. Let me ask you guys this, by the way, because I thought about this as Anan was talking. Do you guys think there's a part of this where if you take Mo out, kind of like how I wanted, in the 88th minute, 85th minute, kind of like how what you're saying, Anan, does that also send a message to the rest of the team now where like, hey, we're going to hold on to our butts? And that's a negative message to send by taking Mo out in a game like that where you're only up by 1 and you're basically saying, hey, we're going to just like sit back and hold on to our ass over here because the team is used to having Mo up there as a counter threat as opposed to Frimpong might have been better, faster, whatever. But do you guys think that's a part of the decision making? I'm just throwing this out there. Like, I just thought about it. Like, is it a factor where when people see on the pitch Mo is coming out, they're like, okay, buckle up. We got we got to really sit back over here. And it's almost like a negative message.
So you're saying if Mo comes out, it sends a message that we just want to pray and hope we win without doing anything else?
We're sitting back. Hang on to your ass for another 10 minutes, guys.
I feel like that's if it happened early on in the second half, right? But if it's 4 minutes to go, it's the 89th minute, whatever it is, and you're taking him out, people will, okay, he's tired. He hasn't been playing well. Let him sit it out. But yeah, if we're taking him out in the 60th, yeah, fuck that. Like, but what are we like? Yeah, I'm done watching. Like, what are we doing here? But no, I think if it's late substitution,
80th, though, now you're saying, okay, we got to really lean back. It's one thing to play under control and protect the lead,
but doesn't it depend on who you're bringing on?
Makes Mo walking out look like to the rest of the team on the pitch. I'm saying we got to really lean. Like players, you always see it in the last 5-10 minutes. Psychologically, you lean back anyway when you have a 1-point lead. Does that even make it worse? And you invite more pressure by doing that. But it's psychological. Every team does it. Do you guys think when Mo walks off the pitch, people on the field are like, we got to really fucking lean back now?
If you're the left back, you're happy that Mo goes off. And that's another part of this. You're happy that Mo Salah goes off because he can embarrass you quick. And that's the other thing. He can embarrass you.
Yeah.
So, but also Liverpool don't have that left-footed option on the right wing anymore. This is like, whether we like it or not, we're going to see this for 6-8 weeks now because of the Salah AFCON. The right wing, it's so unbalanced when the right footer plays there. It just doesn't look right because the lad can't cut in.
Yeah, so you got to cut out. Yeah,
every cross can't be that little ding to the back post. It has to be an into out. Sorry, because it's a right footer.
Yeah, that's true.
And it can't be the little dink back post for Gakpo or something like that running in. That ability and the balance is gone. Liverpool made that choice by getting rid of Harvey Elliott. Whether you like Harvey Elliott or not, I'm not here to have that conversation right now. But he is left-footed, and that's the balance he used to provide when he did come on. I think Salah loved playing with Elliott. I genuinely think he loved playing with him at times because Elliott used to stand 5 yards away from him, going, "Don't you worry about this. I'll get the ball and I'll push you an extra 10 yards further forward." We're at a stage, I think, with Salah, gents. We're talking about the suburban 5 to 6 minutes to go. I think he's in such good shape. I don't think it matters right now. Do you know what I mean? In terms of his fitness, I'm at the stage where he shouldn't be playing a League Cup and he shouldn't be playing an FA Cup game this season. Just don't even play him. Like, I don't think it's the final.
That's why I kind of like what he did. And he just took half the squad and said, like, you guys are nowhere near this game. And I think one thing that makes me slightly positive about this weekend, so let's talk about that, like with the lineup and stuff like that, is the fact that on all these guys got rest. I mean, people are talking about like Gakpo having some time off or whatever. By the way, we have like literally 30 people watching right now live, and there's only like 9 likes, so that's not cool. So if you're watching, hit that thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe as well. We're almost there, people. We wanted 1,500 by the end of the month, and we're at 1,480. So 20 more bodies. 20 more. 20 more. Drag the 20 more. 40 more ears to drag over here.
Are we like the new Mr. Beast? I have no idea. Genuinely,
like if you're watching this right now, all you gotta do is hit the like button, and you might die.
Anan is living in his car for the next 100 days, and if he leaves.
We can rent a place for Anan over here.
Surrounded by sharks, which you can't see. And if he leaves, he gets eaten by sharks. Yeah.
So what are we expecting for the starting 11 tomorrow? I mean, for most of it is probably auto-filled in. But probably the biggest questions are right back and midfield.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
Kazi. Go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I don't know. I've got a feeling he might do the Szoboszlai diddle at right back, and I'm not into it at all. But I've got a feeling he might do that and play Vert in the 10 and get McAllister back on the pitch. Fuck me. I hate that. I hate it. I hate seeing Szoboszlai right back. I think you need us running in midfield, especially this midfield, because Adam Morton can embarrass you. I know you, and I'm a fan, of course, but he will embarrass you. So I would be doing Bradley right back, and I would be playing Szoboszlai in midfield. Depends how fit Maka is, really. I think I'd say to Maka, you're doing the 90 at Galatasaray. I think that's what my conversation is going to be. So I'm doing Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Vert in the 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same. I think the only difference I think we got is I have Frimpong at right back. You've got Bradley, but I think McAllister has lost the starting spot, and the excuse here is his fitness. But I think he lost the starting spot. It's going forward. Who knows? But I think it's Verts, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch. I think that's the new standard. And I think McAllister has lost that spot till further notice. And that could be part of the rotation that the manager's talking about. Don't know, but I do see right back's going to be Frimpong. Left back is going to be the greatest of all time, Kerkez. And then center backs, that writes itself. And of course, the top three write themselves: Mo, Isak, and our legendary Gakpo.
Oh,
I think you're muted.
He's
You're
on mute. Look.
That's how it always sounds.
Yeah, I was like doing this thing on the left-hand side.
No, I liked it when you talked on mute. Go back.
Yeah, because I was going to call you out on your bullshit, actually. So, yeah, let's do that. This is why Friday is reckless, because I think Maka starts because he got the full rest now. So he definitely starts, and I think
remind me when that lineup comes up to send you a message on Discord. Just please.
If anything, we might see Szoboszlai as right back. Some people were saying, but I would still definitely not Frimpong, because you saw nothing from that game that said, yeah, Frimpong should definitely get a start against Palace, especially away. So if anything, I would think it would be Bradley, and just based on the minutes as well, I would think maybe it would be Bradley, but. Do you put Bradley over there? Here's another thing you have to bear in mind, I think, Kazi, is if you do Szoboszlai on the right back, I mean, I guess you can always put Bradley and push him into midfield, but you have to kind of leave some people to come off the bench as well. I know Jones is back in action, but does he throw Szoboszlai as right back, or does he put Bradley there? I know he's not putting Frimpong there. I think only Annan is putting Frimpong there.
I think he will. I don't want him to, but I think he will. I just think he's trying to find a way to get his best lads on the pitch that he wants. But as you just said, with Jones being back, I think Vert plays. The argument should be, if either it's Vert or Szoboszlai, that should be the argument here. Because I think McAllister should play. But I just don't think the manager's thinking like that. I think the manager's going to do Szoboszlai, which I think is a mistake. But,
as the right back?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, I have
the reason being, gents, why I think it's a bigger mistake is, again, I want his legs in midfield. I think, especially away. Let's be frank here, mate. This team's been unbeaten in 17 games, all comps, including beating Liverpool and City. So we have to give them a little, some serious credit. They're a good team. They're at home. They're coming in there with confidence completely. I know they drew 1-0 with Millwall, but they won on pens, so they are still unbeaten and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The biggest worry is at the moment they've kind of lost a bit of balance because Kamada's playing left wing, where Eze used to play. It's Kamada and Tyreek Mitchell because they played the three at the back. So Tyreek Mitchell loves running past Kamada a hell of a lot, because Kamada hasn't got the pace to get past, say, the right back. He hasn't got, so he likes to drift. So Kamada drifts in a bit more. And you'll notice as you watch the game, Mateta and Kamada are very close to each other because he wants to give Mitchell the space to go bomb on.
Yeah.
I think when you play against the three at the back, gents, and you have a fullback who wants to bomb on, I think you need to have something going the other way to make that left wing back think. So, for example, what Szoboszlai doesn't provide, because he hasn't got that pace and he's not going to really run the channel for you, Mitchell will go, fucking hell, I can cheat here. I can be 40 yards further forward because he's not coming past me. But I think with a Bradley or a Frimpong, let's just say a natural fullback, because Bradley's coming the other way or Frimpong's coming the other way, that makes Mitchell think twice and go, shall I go now? Because if he runs past me, we lose the ball. There's a straight one over the top from Van Dijk into Bradley and Frimpong and then 40, 50 yards of space. That's the problem, I think, when you play 3-5-2 with a fullback who doesn't want to run forward in Szoboszlai. But I still think the manager's still going to do that, which is going to be upsetting. But there we go.
I think it gives you flexibility when you start in there because you can change the game a bit easier. Because you can put Bradley in there and push Szoboszlai to midfield and stuff like that. And bear in mind, we talked about it earlier with Noah Kitike and Isak not being able to play. I mean, he makes it sound like 60 max is what you'll get out of him right now. So you might have a situation where, you do make Wirtz a false 9 and stuff and push Szoboszlai into midfield and do something like that when he comes off. Because here's another thing, Gakpo 490 is not the most trustworthy either. But these guys have gotten full rest, but then again, we play again on Tuesday, and I don't want a lot of rotation against Galatasaray. God damn it! How many times do I have to say this? We got to go over there and beat him up.
It's just the biggest game we played for years, isn't it? For you, it must
dude.
be.
I want him to. I want him to smash the shit out of him because one, if we go there rotation and they get a stupid score, even a draw or something like that, they'll talk about it forever, and I don't want to hear that shit. And not only that, especially after they got hammered by Frankfurt, I think, they leak goals, that's for sure. And I think, but the other deal is Istanbul is kind of a tough away place to go to. So you got to kind of get that crowd out of there for 5-10 minutes. But if we score an early goal, like I say, they can. Let's face it. When they went to Frankfurt, it was a home game for the most part. Because in Germany, we didn't get a lot of support from Turkish fans. So this will be interesting. Yes, that's a huge game. I've circled that one, but I do want this win on Saturday more than anything else because it goes back to what we were talking about last weekend. I think you take care of business tomorrow. It puts so much freaking pressure on Arsenal against Newcastle because that makes it an automatic must win. Or, an early end to your title hopes kind of a thing. I know it's way too early, but let's face it. If we were behind 8 points, Kazi, you talk about Arsenal fans losing their heads. And, they're the easiest to lose their heads, let's face it. But if we were behind 8 points by week 6, we'd be man, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, and also it's a team, I still feel like it's a team that's going to get over 90 points to win the league. I think if Liverpool needed 90 last year, they would have got 90.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Liverpool needed them. So it's such a large amount of points to win the league these days that if you're going to be 8 points behind, these points still count. I love this. I love this conversation. It was a conversation nice to have growing up all the time, and I've kind of changed my stance a little bit because of what Guardiola and Klopp have done in terms of exact points amount. These games still count as the same. It's still 3 points. They still count the same in April. It's still the same. You know what I mean? They all add up at the end. It's not these points now are worth double. No, they're still the same. So whether you're 8 points, I just think if you, at this point with this Liverpool team, you give them an 8-point start from game 1 or game 38, you will not catch them. And that's my only thing. And again, especially when you've already played them once. If you had to play them twice, I'd go, well, if you beat them twice, 2 points, that's one game. Yeah. But it's on us to beat them twice. Yeah. And we've already took 3 off you. Do you know what I mean? And so basically what happens is when we go to the Emirates in January, hey lads, we can get a draw here, Draw's fine. Yeah. Do you want to shake hands on a draw right now, Arteta? No, you don't, because you need to win. And that's the difference. And that's what this happens. This is the kind of thing that happens. I would take 4 points at the next 2 league games, and I think Liverpool will be flying. I think Liverpool would still gain ground if you take 4 points at the next 2, because you've got Chelsea away next week. I think 4. I think it's really, really big. Really big.
And I saw today, no Palmer or Tosin going. More than Tosin, Palmer is an important character there. Yeah. Bob says first goal is important tomorrow. It's not good shit. Yeah, it is not. It's not a good team to go all in and open them up for the counter and stuff. But let's end it up with some predictions over here so Anan can get back on the road. Anan, we'll start with you.
3-2 in the 97th minute. No. Listen, it's a tough team to play. I'll be happy with a 1-0.
Yeah.
I wish, but I don't see that game somehow being 1-0. I don't know. I
still think them losing it takes away about 50% of their attacking threat. And you can see it. It looks like it.
I'm saying 2-1 Liverpool. I think Mateta will score. That's the other thing. I just think he's one of those. He's gonna be one of those bogey plays for years for Liverpool. Just where Mateta scores, like when John Walters has scored for Stoke 6 times on the bounce against us, and you're like, oh my God, will you stop? I'm saying 2-1 Liverpool. I think, and I think it's a proper marker down as well. I think it's the litmus test to find out what this team's about if you go to Palace and win in their current form. And I think sometimes you need to pass litmus tests on your way of winning the league title, where you look back at 4 or 5 games in a league season and go, they were big wins. This would be the first massive, massive win. I think Palace away.
So Mateta is the Llorente of the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did you guys know that Llorente's dog is named Anfield because he genuinely loves Anfield Road and it's a place dear to his heart? What?
Are you serious?
Yes, it's Anfield, yeah.
He's got like a whole thing.
You know why?
I watched a whole video on him. It's so weird.
You know why? Because every time he comes, he just dog walks us. That's why, the little prick.
So that was a theory, but like his fiance or girl, whatever, said he just loved Anfield and loved the atmosphere and all that.
Dog walks us all the time.
I rarely agree with AR, but I'm going with this as well. A 1-2. Because I don't know why. I feel the same way about it. Ismail Sarr. Sarr has been a pain, and he's back.
Sarr's one. He's another one. A little prick. There's just like those little pricks when we scored against us.
I blame Mane for this. He didn't have to welcome him to England and take him on a tour and teach him English. He could just left him the fuck alone. He didn't have to be Mr. Hero. Fucking Serzi.
I'm fed up with it. But no.
Man, it'll be huge 3 points. I mean, God, I know like there's no like easy fixtures in the Premier League, but this feels like, man, this schedule has been brutal in the beginning of the season.
You know what it feels like, gents? It feels like the Bournemouth away last year. I don't know. I remember how you felt.
When they were really hot, right?
They were flying high.
Oh, we got to go there and play these, and that's what it felt like. And I remember I was like, if we beat these, this is massive. I think we win 1-0, don't we? And I was like, oh my God, like this is massive. That's what this feels like to me.
That was actually the game that Milos was in our life telling us about Kirkes. And he's like, so rumors in Hungary, Liverpool is signing Kirkes next year. I was like, it's so early. Why is this rumor happening right now?
Right. And I can't remember the dude's name, right? We had a Hungarian guy in the chat.
Yeah, his name was also Milos. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way. And then it turned out to be true.
Milos himself?
Yeah, well, he was starting his bullshit. I see PR right there. Well done.
Must be a goalie. That's what the rest of his team says. He must be in goal.
Liverpool won 2-0 there last year. Liverpool won 2-0 at Bournemouth last year.
I don't know how I feel right now. Hold.
But yeah, it's such I don't know, gents. I'm really, really nervous here. I'm super nervous. I don't think
a draw be a horrible result?
No.
Exactly. No. I don't think so either.
Granted, we beat Chelsea though. Granted, we beat Chelsea if we're drawing at Palace.
Well, this is the same with every single draw, and this is something I always say: a draw is only good depending on the next result.
Yeah.
So if we beat Chelsea away, Palace, the undefeated team for the past maybe 14, 13, whatever it is, we take a draw from them, and then we go and we beat Chelsea. What a fucking fantastic start to the season! Are you serious?
That's think about it. Yeah, exactly.
But if you only get 2 points from 6 out of Palace and Chelsea, it's like, so a draw you can only really judge, I think, based on your next game. But a draw right now doesn't feel like the end of the world. And if Newcastle do the business, then it definitely doesn't feel like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Let's get these damn 3 points. I want an undefeated, winning 3 points the entire season kind of season over here.
No, you don't. All you care about is what happens on Tuesday. Stop lying.
You don't care about this game.
He wants the game
canceled your legs
tomorrow.
for Tuesday, people. That's
he wants.
Why is Mo sprinting again? Mo, stop sprinting.
Listen, this is gonna be a messed up joke, but listen, let me just do it. Fuck it. Tim's gonna call a terrorist threat tomorrow at Palace. Get the game canceled, so all the 11 don't play tomorrow and play on Tuesday. And
he wants them right. Honestly, I genuinely, I reckon if Galatasaray take the lead, you could smash your house up.
Dude, yeah, that's
if
the game that I
take the lead, we won't hear from this guy for a while.
You know what the funny thing is? In the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't matter. Even if we lost that away at Galatasaray, I think the Atletico Madrid game was big in that sense. The schedule gets a lot easier in the Champions League towards the end, but this is different.
You're turning red saying this, Tim. Is everything okay? Blink twice if you're okay.
Yeah, is everything okay at home, Tim? Are we okay? You need to hug. Tim is going through it. Tim's got derby belly on a Friday.
Listen, Tim, my family's out of town for another week. If you need a place to stay, you can come and just be safe over there.
Checking on your Turkish friends, people. Just in case.
Let's get these 3 points first and then go kick the shit out of Galatasaray, hopefully in Istanbul. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Take care.